Today we're going to talk about Naresh Bhatt's bond hearing. Hey guys, Victoria Paxton here. Thanks for stopping back by my YouTube channel. Not feeling it today, you guys. My heart is very heavy. It was a rough court hearing. I have probably 20 pages of notes, so this is going to take a while, but I wanted to make sure I got everything accurate. So let's start. It was at 2 p.m. today. It was Judge Kimberly A. Irving who's going to preside over the hearing from here on out, I guess. Naresh was brought in about at 2:02 p.m. Naresh's attorney said, this is a motion for bond. And we need to look at, I need to talk about whether it's a flight risk and all this. He went on to say that the defense was provided information from the Commonwealth on Monday. He said when the detective went into the magistrate to get an arrest warrant for Naresh, the magistrate said, well, I need more proof about where the body is, what's going on with the body. So this isn't enough for you to get an arrest warrant. So she then supposedly wrote that there was evidence that the body was dragged out of the home. And he went on to say, the defense attorney went on to say, she lied on the paperwork to get the arrest warrant. That's some big old accusations when it comes to a murder trial. Well, a concealment of a dead body trial, right? He went on to say that the interaction during the welfare check on August 2nd, that he had gotten that, and that Naresh had said that they were going through a separation and that he was selling his house. And he said that he was told that there was no reason to report her missing by the police, apparently. So, here. Okay. So, this is so complicated, you guys. There's so much detail. Okay, so the defense attorney went on to say that there were a bunch of things that were false, that there was no evidence to back up, according to what he has to say, when it comes to the Commonwealth attorney's case. He claims that the 3 knives that Naresh bought, they were just simple kitchen knives from Walmart, y'all. They were just kitchen knives, just little kitchen knives. He didn't say little. I'm paraphrasing everything, y'all. Don't sue me. I'm a broke psychic, okay? He claimed that, Naresh told the police during the first time they came over that they were going through a divorce and that he was selling his house. They'd been doing that before she disappeared. But yet she's still alive, y'all, okay? Get ready for that. The police said that there were boxes that were packed and there was clothing that was missing off of hangers in the closet and the passports were laying out. He was going to sell his house. Of course there were boxes. And of course, this defense attorney, y'all. He talks a little bit about the Blue Star technology, which we'll get into more of that later. And he said, one of the police said it was the most blood they'd ever detected. He continued rambling about the Blue Star. And he made this, okay, so listen to this. He said, if you take a gallon bucket of water and you put 1 drop of blood in it and you stir it around, Blue Star is going to show, it's just going to light up like crazy with Blue Star because there's blood all over. That's what's going to like. So come on. He's basically saying that, the blood that was there was nothing. It was nothing. At one point, you guys, he made a comment and he said, wait, where is it? Hold on. He said, you know what's so funny about all this? No, we don't know what's so funny about a woman being missing and dead. No, we don't know. What's funny? The defense attorney was like fighting the judge. The judge brought up a case that she was like paraphrasing from, about where there was no body and they were convicted of murder. and concealment of a dead body. And he's trying to tell her that he knows more about it than she does, but yet he doesn't know the case. And he said, well, if you give me the case, then I can look it up for sure, Your Honor. And she's like, okay. So she gets up and leaves. And she comes back a little while later, and she's like, I can't find the daggone case. 2:48 p.m., the judge is back on the bench. The judge can't find the case that she was referring to. So here's what the defense said. Well, on August 22nd, at a press conference, Amy Ashwell said that we don't even know if she's dead or alive. We don't know if Monta's dead or alive. Oh, and there was a flyer yesterday in the cafeteria, and it was asking, like, if you have evidence about this case, that you need to contact the police. Dude, that paper's probably been there for over a month. You know what I mean? Like, he's just, this guy's... And he's like, just having blood alone isn't good enough. Blood is not a body part. That's what he kept saying. Blood is not a body part. Just like saliva is not a body part. He kept saying this shit, you guys. He's like, there's not enough evidence to say that he's a flight risk or a threat to the community. What got him arrested was a false statement on a criminal complaint. He said, and the detective even later admits that what she wrote was false. She did admit that, but it wasn't the way he's saying it. She said she misunderstood, apparently. And the judge said, that ship has already sailed, concerning the magistrate issuing the arrest warrant. She's like, that ship's already sailed. It's already over and done with. She kept saying, So Mr. Ben Abraham, I think that's his name. I don't know. I don't care. And he's trying to claim that between August 22nd and today, nothing's changed with the evidence. So he claims. This guy likes the sound of his voice, and he likes to ramble, y'all. I'm just letting you know. I was ready to, go nuts. I'm like, okay, dude, shut up. Sit down. He went on to say he has no prior history of charges. He was in the Army for 7 years and was honorably discharged. He worked for IT at the White House. Okay, let me say this. He worked for IT at the White House, but yet he needs a translator every time in court because he doesn't understand English. Get out of here. There'll be more on that in a little while. He kept saying, yeah, there's not enough to hold him. So Mr. Sweet gets up and he said, I'm not sure where I should start. He's like, Miss Sammy and myself have different parts of the investigation. And so, we're both going to have to speak. And the defense attorney says, they're both going to speak? And Mr. Sweet says, yeah, but not at the same time. I was like, yeah. Okay. So the first thing, this was Commonwealth Attorney Exhibit 1. It was the body cam footage, the police officer's footage of when they came to do the second welfare check. So they come up. It was 14 minutes and 5 seconds long. The officers walk up, and there's a man and a woman in the driveway in the back of their car doing something, and they speak Spanish. So the one officer spoke Spanish, and he said, do you live here? And they said, yes, we live in the basement. And they said, well, do you know Mom Tabat? And they said, well, there's a husband and wife with a baby that live here, but I don't know about the name. So they didn't even know her name. So the officers get up there, and Naresh comes to the door, and he said, oh, she was here Tuesday or Wednesday. They said, where is she? What's going on? Oh, she was here Tuesday or Wednesday. She said she was going to her sister's in New York or Texas. And she destroyed her phone before she left. So the police officers were like, did she say why she left? Well, because we're about to separate and sell the house. That's what he said. On the 8th last month, she started a job. She said she's not going to leave the baby with me anymore. Now, at this point, he's like rambling. Okay? Naresh needs an interpreter for his language in the courtroom, but yet when he confronts the police officers, he understood every damn thing they said. He works in the White House, y'all, in IT. He understood every freaking thing they said, and he was babbling, rambling on. You could tell he was so nervous. You could so tell. Well, the officer said, okay, well, we need her sister's phone number so we can call and talk to her. He's like, oh, well, I'm friends on Facebook, but I don't have her sister's phone number. Get the... Did she say anything about hurting herself? No. So, has she left before? Yes. So they say, okay, Naresh, we need your phone number. So he gives him the phone number. And the police officer said, I need your ID. So he goes in to get the ID. So the one officer tells the other officer, okay, we need to get his information. And, and just a little this, a little that. So he's rambling the entire time, y'all. Like, he kept adding information as he went along, okay? He said, and I told her if she wants to go, she just needs to go. That's what he said. So the officer said, okay, here's my phone number, okay? Maybe you need to contact her friends and see if she's really missing. And he said, the police officer said, I'm going to give her an employer a call back because she didn't show up for work on August 1st and 2nd, and so her employer called and was concerned. So I'm going to give them a call back. He said something about until Sunday. Naresh said until Sunday. And then he said, well, hopefully she'll be back by Sunday. And he was insinuating, then after that, he was insinuating that maybe she had gotten a new job. On the next bit of evidence was, I'm sorry, Commonwealth Exhibit 2, I believe. And I could be wrong. No, Commonwealth Exhibit 2 is from August 5th. It's a text between the police officer and Naresh. Because the police officer said, if she's not back by Sunday, text me. Let me know if she's back or not and if she's okay. So on August 5th at 1:09 a.m., which was really, okay, that's what his phone showed, but it was really August 4th at 9:09 p.m., he texted to the officer, Mamta has not come back. At 9:22 p.m. on August 4th, Officer Zatino said, well, if you've exhausted every effort to find her, then please call 911 because she needs, call 911 and report her missing. And Naresh responds, thank you. The the Commonwealth proceeds to say, we've met all of our obligations when it comes to Brady. Detective Ventura addressed the error in her statement. So Detective Ventura is the one that got the arrest warrant from the magistrate. And the defense is claiming that she lied. And she didn't. He said it was Mr. Sweet said it was a reasonable error. The defense suggested that Mamta's been missing before. She left before with her baby due to supposed domestic abuse. And he said, and she's been disposed of by this man. That's what the Commonwealth said. The judge says she has to look at the strength of the Commonwealth's case and figure out, is he dangerous to the community and or a flight risk. And the judge said, we're not here to address the Brady Act. We're here to discuss if he's a danger to the community. That's what she said. And Sweet says, there's more, Judge. There's more. Miss Sammy gets up for the Commonwealth, and she said, this is purely a circumstantial case. She said, August 2nd, Mamta's employer, Prince William Medical Center, called because she didn't show up on August 1st or 2nd. Mamta does not have a sister in this country. The defense said, oh, I think it was an interpretation issue. He was saying her sister, but really it was just a friend. Well, you still haven't produced a friend in Texas or New York, dude, And Commonwealth Miss Sammy said, he's made so many different statements. July 31st, he took the baby, he claimed that July 31st, he took the baby to bed, and that was the last time that he saw Mamta. Then he claimed that, oh, well, I heard her Thursday morning on her way going to work, which, no. The police have executed over 25 search warrants, okay? They talked about 8:17 p.m. on July 27th, the footage of Mamta being picked up in a black sedan by someone else. Sunday, July 28th, Naresh spent the majority of the day in Baltimore, Maryland. 6:03 p.m., Mamta texted someone because she had purchased jewelry from this person on Facebook Marketplace. So she texted them to thank them. At 8:28 p.m., Mamta tried to contact Naresh. July 29th at 12:29 a.m., Naresh comes home from Baltimore. July 29th during the day. Their phones and everything show that they were both at home. 8:30 p.m. on July 29th, Mamta spoke with her mom in a video call on Facebook. It was 14 minutes long. That was the last call she had with her mother. And when the Commonwealth said that, it was like, the hair on the back of my neck stood up. Like, the family said that, they spoke with her at least twice a day. July 30th at 5:40 a.m., he texted the babysitter, Amanda, and said, can I drop the baby off at around 6:30? 6:30 a.m., he drops the baby off with the sitter. 6:44 a.m., he is seen on video discarding bags into a dumpster at the babysitter's apartment complex. And keep in mind, they said, like, her apartment's over here and the dumpster's like over here. It's not like it's anywhere close to her apartment. So it's not like he goes, to get out to take the baby in and, I got some trash in the car. Oh, there's a dumpster right here. Let me just dump it. It wasn't like that. Tuesday the 30th and the 31st, he was seen on video at numerous dumpsters discarding trash bags. Tuesday, July 30th, 6:53 a.m., he returns home. So he drops the baby off and then he's back home 20 minutes later. 8:12 a.m., he's at Home Depot. 8:41 a.m., he's at Walmart buying three knives. Two of the larger ones have not been found. At 11:09 a.m., Mamta's mom called her. That was the first missed call from her mom. At 4:53 p.m., he goes and picks up the baby. He parks by the dumpster, which is nowhere near the babysitter's door. 5:22 p.m. he goes to Lidl and buys a 30-pack of extra strong trash bags. Ready for this? 1:30 a.m. So where's the baby, you ask? Good question. 1:30 a.m. he's seen in Falls Church, which Falls Church is like 25 minutes away from Manassas, okay? He's seen wearing white gloves, discarding bags into a trash dumpster in Falls Church at like an apartment complex. He's carrying, the Commonwealth said he's carrying the top of the trash bag like this, and he has, he's got his hand underneath like this, like carrying it. Like, it's obviously heavy, or he's afraid the bottom's going to fall through or something. My word, y'all, I'm paraphrasing. Y'all, and I have to come back to, she said he threw me away like trash. She said that to me several times. She came to me when we were in court today, and she was worried about her mom and her baby. It's been a stressful day, you guys. So, okay, July 31st, 8 a.m., he drops the baby off with the babysitter again. The babysitter said that on those 2 days, he seemed nervous and he kept looking around, like he was paranoid, like looking around and he was nervous, she said. Okay. He drives his Tesla by the same dumpster, okay, in her apartment complex. And as he's driving by, the video camera showed him looking back at the dumpster. So he's trying to see if they picked up those body parts. That's me saying that. 1:28 p.m., 12 hours after he was seen at the Falls Church dumpster. No, I'm sorry. 1:47 p.m., he was in Fairfax County on video. They saw him on video in Fairfax County. 2 p.m., he purchased cleaning supplies at the Walmart in Chantilly. He doesn't pick the baby up until an hour and a half later. Again, he stops and disposes of trash bags into the dumpster at the babysitter's once again. So then Commonwealth, she goes on to say, on July 31st from 11 a.m. until noon, so 1 hour time period, the water usage at 9408 Heather Court was 150 gallons of water. You heard me right, 150 gallons of water. The judge said, well, what was it like any other time? And she said, like 3 gallons in an hour. So he was clearly running a lot of water and cleaning something up. She then started going over, Manassas Park Police Department, Prince William County Police went in with Blue Star technology. They went to the master bedroom. When they got into the master bedroom, the bed was pushed up against the wall, and you could tell where it had been moved. And it was kind of catty-cornered across the master bedroom closet door. There was a rocking chair that sat next to the bed, near the bed. There was a 1 foot wide streak mark where something had been dragged. They cut the carpeting out, and there was pooling of blood with that. Okay? There was a big oval or circular pattern. It was less apparent on the one side of the stain, the Commonwealth said. Forensic Services said that they showed Blue Star, the Blue Star showed something from in the bedroom and into the master bathroom. Okay, the shower, almost the entire shower floor, the flooring, the pan and the flower, illuminated with Blue Star. Quote, it appeared that there was an outline in the bathroom that had been placed there and then removed, close quote. So the Commonwealth, she was saying there was like a body there and then it was removed, okay? There are 2 windows in that bathroom. There was blinds on the one window, but the blinds on the other window was missing. They found the blinds in the master bedroom closet. She said, we'll talk about that later. The bathtub was removed, and to the naked eye, there was dried blood everywhere. The blinds were found in the master bedroom closet, and to the naked eye, there was blood splatter all over the blinds. Yeah. Cadaver dog came in. Cadaver dogs they detect dead human bodies only. Not animals, not anything else, not blood, dead human bodies. The cadaver dog hit 2 times. In the master bedroom, in the master bathroom. July 30th at 4:13 a.m., Naresh uses his cell phone. You ready for this? To search for a diagram of brain. You heard me, a diagram of brain. At 4:13, the diagram of brain. At 4:30 a.m., he searched for a chicken farm near me. So then Naresh's phone was off, interestingly enough, but Mamta's cell phone pinged in Loudoun County. Naresh said, well, I was at a cafe. So Naresh was seen on video. He drives up to a Liberty gas station. Okay, there's a Liberty gas station in Chantilly and one in Aldi. Both places that hubby and I searched. It gets better. He's seen on video limping as he's walking into the cafe. He then walks back out to his vehicle, grabs bags out of his car, walks over, are you ready for this? This motherfucker walks over to a clothing donation bin, and he's seen with those same bags. He dumps something into the bin and then walks back with those bags, and he's using a napkin as he's touching this stuff. Yes. Law enforcement goes to that bin and they find a bag with a white bath mat in it with pink staining all over it, which tested positive for blood. Ironically enough, the bath mat, the Commonwealth says they have a picture from a year ago, and it looks like the exact same bath mat that was in that bathroom, and they have a picture. There was supposedly staining all over the bags that he used to throw into the bin. So listen to this, you guys. You know the family from Colombia that spoke Spanish that lived in their basement? After the August 2nd wellness check, he asked them to come help him move the bed. And they said you could see, I guess because of the carpeting and indentions or whatever, that the bed had been moved. And it was sitting awkwardly, and it was blocking the master bedroom closet, and it wasn't like centered. You could tell when they moved it, there was blood. After August 1st, there was no activity on Momta's cell phone. Oh, interestingly enough, he claimed, okay, when he said she left to go see her sister in New York or Texas, he said, oh, she broke her cell phone. She destroyed her cell phone. But yet her cell phone pinged days later in Loudoun County. Yeah. She missed her USCIS appointment. It was her last appointment on the way to becoming a U.S. citizen. She wouldn't miss that. In February of 2024, the Commonwealth has a picture of Momta with a bloody face and a swollen eye. And they were saying domestic abuse. So, okay. Naresh searches uncontested divorce. And then on March 21st of 2024, he searches what happens if spouse disappears in Virginia. That's premeditated, y'all. That was in March. You know, come on. He planned this shit. So in April, on his work computer, he searched, quote, Happy New Year to girlfriend, close quote. The Nepali New Year is in April. So he apparently had a girlfriend that he wanted to wish Happy New Year to, and he was trying to figure something out. The Commonwealth said Momta confided in her friends about her marriage and about the issues. August 16th, Naresh wants to get the baby together to send the baby back to Nepal. He was saying at this point he wanted to send the baby back to Nepal, apparently. CarMax sold the Tesla. The timing advance of the Tesla was disabled. Naresh disabled the timing advance on the Tesla. Commonwealth was saying the suitcases that were in the house, they were in another bedroom. The master bedroom walk-in closet, there were all kinds of missing clothes off the hangers. He was getting ready to run, y'all. That's my opinion. Manassas Park Police said that there are 2 people that they spoke to that said Naresh contacted them and wanted to do a short sale on the house. The short sale is just that, where, hey, I want to sell you my house. Let's do this quick. I need to forget a Dodge, you know? They have all this evidence of him going to all these dump sites and dumping things. You know, he gave so many different stories. Momta hasn't spoken to her mother. And so the Commonwealth says the defendant's actions indicate he's a flight risk. He turned the timing advance off of his Tesla. Why? He was planning to leave, the Commonwealth said. The Commonwealth said, we have a witness that observed him slapping her in the face. She threw rice on him and he slapped her in the face, and they have a witness that will testify to that. She had posted on Facebook on a single divorced mother site. The Commonwealth says, we believe we have enough, Your Honor. Naresh's attorney is claiming, okay, get ready for this, y'all. Y'all ready for this shit? You're not going to believe this shit. Okay, let me tell you. He said, well, Your Honor, the defense attorney gets back up there. And he said, well, Your Honor, I think I know why the Commonwealth is charging him with the dead body, concealment of a dead body, sorry. I think I know why the Commonwealth is only charging him with concealment of a dead body and not like murder charges or anything else. And then he proceeds to say, because they use jailhouse snitches, that's why they only charge with concealment of a human body. And he's like, and I have evidence about this. And the judge said, wait a minute, time out. The judge is like, she wasn't hearing it. She wasn't getting, The defense attorney goes on to say they have the burden of proof. They haven't even proved that she's dead. So you need to grant bond. You need to grant bond, judge. So the judge says, first of all, I disagree with the defense attorney about the definition of the charge. Excuse me. There has to be malicious intent concerning the concealment of a dead body. The evidence as pro forward by the Commonwealth has been established, she said. Those were her words. The evidence as pro forward by the Commonwealth has been established. Dumpsters, cadaver dogs, there was a dead body there. And she said the one thing, here's what she said. I'm paraphrasing it. She said the one thing that the defense attorney didn't even bring up. You didn't say anything about him having family ties to this area, or, basically meaning, you can let him out. So the defense attorney says at the beginning, I may have forgotten to say this. Listen, you can take his passport. You can put him on a GPS monitoring system. The defense attorney later goes on to say, the defense attorney said, he's going to be staying at his house, but he's going to have to relocate somewhere else because there's people everywhere and there's media everywhere. And I don't want to give that information out in court. So the judge said to the defense attorney, you didn't even bring up anything about him having family and having ties to this area or anything. So why didn't you bring that up? She said, he is a flight risk, given the facts, and he's a risk to the community. The risk he poses to the community, no bond. Yep, no bond, thank God. The defense attorney's like, well, I have all these motions I need to file. And he was saying something to the judge like, can you be available every 2 weeks? And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. And she said, look, you've put us on such a short time frame, the Commonwealth doesn't have that much time between now and December. And, and she said, to the defense attorney and to the Commonwealth, y'all need to figure out the bond, the motions and all that, and then come to me when you have the motions and when you're ready to present them. So, and he said, oh yeah, I'm going to be presenting a lot. So there's going to be a lot more court coming up, y'all. I mean, it was a long day, and I will say this, and I want to say this. If you know of anyone that's in a domestic violence situation, I've been there. I was able to escape from my ex-husband. Myself and a lady named Angel and Helen, after court, people were going up and talking to the media, and both of them told their story. And I had thought about telling my story, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna, because I was losing it at this point. I have not thought about that night, when he fired that gun at me and when he was arrested. I haven't thought about that in a long time. It's not anything I think about, but today being in there, it just brought all that back up. And listen, it's just sad. It's sad that Momta's family members and friends knew that she was in an abusive situation, and they weren't able to save her. And I don't hold that against her friends and family in any way, shape, or form, okay? I know what I went through. I had friends and family that tried to get me to leave, and I said, oh, you don't know him, he's not going to hurt me like that. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, he just beats me up, that heals, whatever. You don't know him the way I know him, he's such a good guy, you don't know, I'm very lucky to be alive and very lucky to be here today. And thank God our neighbor called the police. He heard him screaming and he called the police, or I'd be dead. And I just have to say this, if you know someone that's in an abusive situation, Angel said it perfect today. She said, you know what? They might get pissed off at you. You might lose a friend over it, but at least the friend is still alive. And those are great words. I've always said I'm not a domestic abuse victim. I'm a survivor because I came out on the other side. I refuse to call myself a victim. But listen, if you know somebody or you suspect, you'll see it. They'll come in. I used to do it. It'd be 96 degrees outside, and I'd have a turtleneck and long sleeve shirt on because the bruises. I'd have tons of makeup on. I would go for weeks and not wear makeup, and then all of a sudden I had gobs of makeup on to hide the bruises. If you see someone saying, oh my God, I'm so cold, that's why I have to wear this long sweater, even though they're profusely sweating, you know what? You might lose a friend over it, but at least the friend's alive and not dead. If you know of someone in this situation, get them out right then. Don't say, okay, I'm going to come pick you up at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then I'm going to take you to intake at the shelter, have you there at 9:30. Oh no. You go pick them up and have them spend the night with you. Protect them. Fight for them. You have to fight for your friends, right? Neighbors, whoever, it's our job, to fight for people and to help them stay alive. And it's just so sad that this beautiful young woman, this 1-year-old, will never see her mom again. This mom will never see her daughter again. This brother will never see his sister again. This father will never see his daughter again. And it just breaks my heart. I mean, it breaks my heart. So please, if you know of anybody in this situation, get them help. Call 911. Be that person. And if they're pissed off at you and they hate you, there's going to come a time when they're going to get through that and they're going to get past that. You know what I mean? And if it means they hate you, but you made sure they were safe and still alive, then that's what matters, And yeah, you don't understand what someone in this situation goes through if you haven't been through it. You could never understand unless you've been through it. And I said this before, it's kind of like this little club that we don't want to belong to, but we do. You know what I mean? We don't want to belong to this little club and have to say, it was hard for me for a long time, for a lot of years, to say, that I was in an abusive relationship and that I stayed and I put up with the bullshit. It was embarrassing to me because I'd always considered myself so strong. I was independent, I was strong, and it was embarrassing. And this has affected my mental health, y'all. This case has really affected my mental health. And I just want to say, if you are in a domestic violence situation, you're not alone. There are so many of us out there, and we see you and we understand. You can spot another survivor a mile away. You just can spot them. I don't know how to explain it other than you just know. You just friggin' know. When you know, you know. It's not funny, but... So, yeah. That about does it for me, guys. I need to just go kick back and just chill. And hubby's he's gonna edit this and get this up as soon as we can. I'm sorry. It's just been... Court was 2 hours and 45 minutes long. They said, oh, it's a bond hearing. It'll be a half an hour. It was long, you guys. And it was a lot to take in. And listen, I said this, Mamta came to me and said he threw me away like trash. And I knew going into the court today, I knew these things. And I knew when I went to the Prince William County landfill that part of her is there. I said that from day one. I don't know if all of her is there, but part of her is there. I feel her there. And apparently another part of her is at the Fairfax County landfill, which I may go by there. I don't know. But I knew going into this, I knew what he did to her. And it still bowled me over. It's a lot. So I'm just rambling at this point. Be nice, be kind, stay safe, stay healthy. And that about does it for me. Bye, guys.